The purpose of Ritu Mananda's speech today is to practice vocal variety to enhance the speeches. So I wish her all the best. Her timing is 5 to 7 minutes, as you all know. And of course, her title is That Solo Trip. And we have given that Understanding Vocal Variety, in which she will be speaking. So all the best, Ritu Manandan. Back to you. Oh,
Yes, as distinguished Toastmaster Mohan said, her project name is Understanding Vocal Variety. That solo trip, Toastmaster Ritu Mananda. Toastmaster Ritu Mananda, that solo trip.
I got robbed. My money, my passport, everything is gone. It's not safe to travel there, especially for female solo travelers. I was charged exorbitantly by the rickshaw drivers. Presiding officer, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, how many of us have been scared to take that solo trip after reading the travel reviews on the internet? Let me see a raise of hands. Okay, thank you for your participation. And in this case, I should say, me too. Cambodia, a place that I had always wanted to explore after watching the movie Lara Croft the Tomb Raider. Croft, the first female lead characters in a movie released 20 years back. She travels to this location to find a magical key inside one of the ancient temples there. The magnificent architecture of the Angkor Wat, the carvings on the pillars and the walls, and that independent, fearless girl that I saw in the movie was forever imprinted in my mind. Fast forward to 15 years later, I was working full time and missing the carefree lifestyle that I had as a student. Being trapped in my office and bedroom throughout the day, I was feeling the pressure of responsibilities getting to me. I was continuously questioning myself. Do I really want this? Did we study all those years to work all day until we retire? I immediately talked to two of my best friends in Thailand, and they said, come back for a vacation. You can pause, reflect, and live a little. So when I left Nepal, I had three tickets for three different locations, and one was for the mystical land of Cambodia. After failing to convince my friends to travel with me to Cambodia, I tried to convince myself that it was just 3 days of sightseeing. What life altering thing could possibly happen? I am old and responsible enough to take care of myself for 3 days, couldn't I? The more reviews I read, the more intimidating it felt. So I just decided to book a hotel that offered pickup from the airport and decided to go with the flow. After landing in Cambodia, my pickup from the hotel, Mr. Sofian, a man in his late 50s, was waiting for me with his rickshaw. He looked tired to be riding a rickshaw at his age, but was friendly and said, Miss, you come alone? No, 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 no. My friends have already reached yesterday. I lied because I was scared. I was alone in a new city with a stranger who said that he would take me back to the hotel. I did reach the hotel safely, and after which I comfort checked my sense checked my comfort with the hotel and the staff. Nothing felt deceiving, so I decided to book the rest of the trip with the hotel itself. Now I wanted to go and explore the city, and Sofian dropped me off to the city center and also informed me what time he would come to pick me up for a very minimal charge. As the evening set in, I went to the most happening place in Siam Reap called the Pub Street, where the nightlife was just beginning. I had my dinner and hopped to some pubs, and like the scared I was, I didn't talk to anyone there and came back to the hotel convincing myself that I needed to wake up early tomorrow. I double checked the locks on the doors and the windows and went to bed feeling the most alive that I had been in a while. Despite all of my precautions, I hoped that nobody would come and rob me off while I was sleeping. Next day, the alarm buzzed off, and I immediately checked all of my belongings and realized that I hadn't been robbed yet, which boosted my confidence in the hotel and the staff. Since watching the sunrise behind the Angkor Wat was one of the top things to do in Siam Reap, Sofian and I rushed off to start off our exploration in the darkness. I felt like that independent, fearless girl that I had seen in the movie, but with my own personal rickshaw, of course. It must have been so difficult for him to cycle me around all day, but he was happy to take me to the places that I wanted to see and also added places he thought I should see. Despite of it all, I didn't find the courage to talk to strangers except for asking them to take my photo. In the evening, I connected with one of the backpackers that I had met in Singapore, and we tried the very famous Happy Pizza there together, which left us very, very happy. After a couple of hours, it was time to say goodbye to my new friend, and as usual, Sofian was waiting for me patiently to take me back to the hotel. My last day ended well too, and I returned to Thailand and rejoined my friends in one piece, but much more confident and content piece. Most of the restrictions that we place on ourselves is because we have been continuously hearing from society that you won't be able to do so or it's not safe to do so. If we get stuck in this, then we will actually be never be able to do so and live life to our full potential. Before traveling to Siam Reap, I had read reviews which created doubt and caution in my mind. Using the same doubt and caution as information, I created a plan with some ground rules and common sense, which led me to become safe and also travel on a budget. With this trip, I realized that life doesn't just have to be confined within two rooms burdened with responsibilities. You can move, better yet, fly around and take care of yourself. We study, work hard all day to create opportunities and not limitations. With opportunities, I can desire anything that I want in life. And in this case, I wanted to travel solo to not escape my life, but I wanted to travel solo for life not to escape me. So, fellow Toastmasters, how many of us are now ready to take that solo trip after our vaccinations? Let me see a raise of hands. Over to you, Toastmaster of the morning.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster.
Distinguished Toastmaster Mon Adhikari is an educationist, psychologist, psychological counselor. He is the first distinguished Toastmaster in Nepal. Everyone, please help me in welcoming him on the floor. The floor is yours, distinguished Toastmaster Mohan Adhikari sir.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator, for introducing me. Today, Ritu Mananda's main purpose was to use vocal variety so that the speech can be better. And I believe she has done it wonderfully. As soon as she was given this floor, she jumped into the topic and she started explaining. In fact, what I believe, I feel the emotions which she has to share with the audience, that we could feel in it. And also she could involve the audience right away by asking the questions, and she could see the answers, and at the same time she could also evaluate and tell back, this is what the evaluation is all about, or what you have replied. That also, it was very much wonderful. Third one, I think, is that whenever she was speaking, that means she was using all her emotions. That is, we could see in her tone, in her voice, in her face, in the body language, that she was very much excited about the topic, and how much she likes exploration, how much no she likes traveling, and we could see, and also the message she could give from it. And however, I would like to uh, give her certain suggestions, which is that I felt, of course, this is not directly related with this evaluation for this, because body language, I could see that you are using a lot of let's say your hands too many times, which is not relevant to that speak. Second was, I felt, I'm not sure, I felt that you are slightly nervous, and sometimes you are speaking so fast that we could hear the breathe, you're gasping for air. We could hear that in the mic. In that times, what I would say, they suggest is just pause, relax, just calm down, and it'll come out wonderfully. But what we like to say in the end is that is your speech, your message was so wonderful. We could go all the way to traveling to all the places where you had the surprises you had, the emotion you felt. We could all hear it. And in the end, you concluded with a bang. And I believe you have completed the project objective very well because you had used all the vocal variety that can be used in this topic. And I congratulate Ritu Manandar on completing this speech. Over to you, Jayaji. Thanks so much.